I hope you're having a great day. Well, today I want to talk about healthy fats and why we need it in our diets. For the longest time, good fats have got the bad rap, and carbohydrates were pushed to the bottom of the food pyramid, simply meaning that the primary part of our diet should be carbohydrates. And we all understand today, most of us understand today, that carbohydrates is actually the culprit when it comes to type 2 diabetes, weight gain, inability to lose weight, sluggishness throughout the day, fatigue, and all of these things. Now, don't get me wrong, we need carbohydrates. There are good carbohydrates and there are bad carbohydrates. Likewise, there are good fats and bad fats. We overdo it on carbohydrates, good or bad, we will have health problems. We overdo it on protein, good quality or bad quality, we will have problems. And if we overdo it on fats, good quality fats or bad fats, we will have problems. The idea is finding the balance that suits your body type. Okay, there could be a million people out there, and each and every one of them will have a different carbohydrate requirement, a different protein requirement, and a different fat requirement, depending on several factors. Their body type, their size, their weight, their height, how much they sleep, their current health, the amount of work that they do, the kind of workouts that they do, how sedentary they are. It's multifactorial. So, we have to understand that we need the right amount of fats, and people have been going low fat for the longest time. You can see that with the amount of products that are available in the market. Low fat sauce, low fat butter, low fat cream, low fat milk, low fat chocolate, all of these things. We need to understand that's more detrimental to your health, because when you try to make a product low fat, we all understand that products have to taste good. Okay, it is taste that sells. If you take out fat from a product, it's not going to taste good. So you need to compensate the taste by adding more sugar, by adding more artificial sweeteners, by adding more preservatives and chemicals and colors, so it has a food appeal, and we get deceived with the way a food looks. So when you go low fat, you find all of the other crap that comes into your body and does more harm than going low fat. So the idea is we shouldn't have to go low fat. We should not deprive our body of a macronutrient called fat that is required for several functions, from the quality of your skin to the quality of your hair. And we see this in people who go on these low-fat diets. The first thing that happens, men and women, they start having brittle hair, their skin gets dull, they start aging rapidly, they look far older than they should for their own age. Because we need to understand that fat is required for your hormones in the human body. It's a precursor to your hormones. If you don't have the right amount of fat in your body, you don't have the right kind of hormonal balance, and sometimes you have lesser of some hormones and more of some hormones. We need to understand that everything happening in the human body, be it your skin, your hair, your immune function, your energy levels, your libido, anything, has everything to do with the food that reaches your cells, the vitamins and minerals that reaches your cells. Now, important vitamins like vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin E, vitamin K, these are fat-soluble vitamins. They get absorbed into your body in the presence of fat. So if you are low fat, you could be eating all the organic foods, all the organic fruits in the world, but if you are low fat, you will not be absorbing all of these vitamins, which is why I always say it's not about what you eat. It's about how you absorb and how you assimilate and how you digest what you eat. So you see, we need the right amount of fat for the absorption of vitamins into your body, and in turn those vitamins work in several chemical and biological ways in your body to keep you healthy, to keep you full, to look after your skin, your hair, immunity, and everything else. We have something called a satiety hormone that's called leptin. That is a hormone. When triggered, it sends a signal to our brain saying I'm full. Now, people who have low leptin, which is a hormone, continuously eat. They continuously feel hungry because another hormone called ghrelin, which is called your hunger hormone, is always on the higher side. But when your leptin hormone moves up, ghrelin automatically comes down. So the message reaches the brain and your hunger cravings come down. Now, you require fat in the human body to trigger leptin. So when you constantly eat leaves and seeds and all of that stuff without any fat, and you clean up your diet so much that you don't have fat, you see you never switch on leptin, which is why you constantly keep eating and you constantly have cravings and you constantly feel deprived. But you take that bowl of salads and all of these things and you add good fats like nuts, like olive oil, like coconut oil. There are so many fats that we're going to discuss today. You add that and you have a feeling of satisfaction. You have a feeling of satiety because that's controlled by hormones in the human body. then it's energy. You need to understand that good fats is great energy, especially for the brain. Especially for the brain, which is why people who go extremely low fat are irritable throughout the day. They have this frustrated feeling. They get angry easily because the brain doesn't get that kind of energy that it needs. And that energy comes from carbohydrates, and that energy comes from fats. Now, there are bad fats and there are good fats. Definitely the bad fats are all of your refined oils, all of these oils which are highly refined. You have a lot of commercially available ghee in the market which has hydrogenated fats added to. So wherever you see hydrogenated fats added to your oils, added to your biscuit packets, your pastries, everything that you buy, you want to avoid that. You want to avoid that because those are bad fats for you. It's not going to do any of the good that I just spoke about. The good fats do that, which we're going to speak about right now. Now, we all understand today that people with type 2 diabetes, it is completely 100% reversible when they make lifestyle changes and when they go on low carb diets. There are a lot of men and women out there that go low carb, but they start feeling hungry, they start feeling deprived, because the idea is what they do is they go low carb, but they do not increase their fats. If you go low carb without increasing your fats and your protein, you are going to feel deprived. You are going to feel hungry. You are going to have cravings. So when you lower a particular macronutrient, you need to make sure that the other two macronutrients go up, because it's a source of energy in the body as well. Now, when it comes to fats, even the good fats, if you over-consume it, you will have problems. You will put on weight. You may have heart issues. You may have all issues, which is why everything has to be done in balance. And that's the balance that you need to find out for your body according to the way you live, your exercise, and everything else. It's going to be different for everyone. So you want to make sure that you find out what works for your system. Now, what are some of the best fatty foods that we should be having in our diet? Now, if you're not vegan and you consume milk, yeah, definitely the kind of quality of milk that we have out today. We're not going to talk about the cruelty of animals part. That's a whole separate part. We're talking about milk. Milk is a class A protein. Milk has everything. And people who go on these slim milk diets and they have low fat milk and slim milk, if you really think it's helping you lose weight, you're highly mistaken. Low fat milk and skim milk doesn't help you lose weight. In fact, the right fats, the right quality fats helps you lose weight because it stokes your metabolic activity. And at the end of the day, there are two ways of losing weight: punishing your body with exercise, punishing your body by going on highly restrictive diets. Those are two ways of losing weight. And then there's the right way, by building up your metabolic activity so your own body continues to burn fat for you even while you sit, even while you sleep. That's by building lean mass, and that's by building a strong metabolic rate. That means you eat the right foods, you have the right amount of fat and the right amount of protein in your body. There's no deprivation. So when it comes to dairy, if you are eating dairy, make sure it is full fat dairy. Of course, you want to make sure of the quality of milk, because a lot of the milk is adulterated. It comes with estrogen and it comes pumped with antibiotics. The animal is pumped with antibiotics and all of that stuff. But when you go back to the smaller villages, or you work directly with your farmers, who breed cows the right way and there's no cruelty to those animals, that full fat milk is beneficial for your health. It is beneficial for your child if you're not vegan, and of course whether it's your personal choice to consume milk. Because you see, raw milk contains everything that you need for growth. Every single thing, but it's got to be high fat. The moment you homogenize it, pasteurize it, and it's pumped with all of these hormones and stuff, it's completely useless. You've denatured most of the protein, killed most of the vitamins, and worse, you put it through a process of skimming it to make it skim milk and low fat milk. So if you're doing dairy, do full fat dairy. If you're doing full fat dairy, make sure that your lifestyle is not sedentary at the same time. Okay, the next thing is butter. For the longest time, people have said that butter causes cholesterol, coconut oil causes cholesterol, ghee causes cholesterol. But today it's very funny to see that the Western region is consuming all of these things to actually increase their HDL, which is their good cholesterol, and lower their LDL, which is their bad cholesterol. The thing is moderation. There was nothing wrong with butter. Most of our parents and our parents ate butter with their bread every single morning, and they didn't have health problems. But you see, today it's the overconsumption of fat that's become a problem. So you have your butter in the morning, and then you have biscuits during the day, and then you're adding sugar into all your 3 to 4 cups of tea and coffee, and then you have that pastry, and this overconsumption of fat in your body is what makes it bad. But when you have butter, and preferably if you get butter from good sources, there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. When you come to traditional India, again, we had white butter, which was churned on the farms or churned in homes. Now, that is absolutely fantastic for you. In fact, certain regions of India, when they move from white butter to all the refined oils and all the refined processed, highly processed butters, that's when we saw a rise in heart disease. It's as simple as that. Pure ghee is fantastic for you as well. I see a comment from someone saying, you say everything about keto, yet you don't use the word keto. Because I don't use the word keto, because I use the word lifestyle. When you're trying to lose weight, you don't need to put yourself into an extreme situation. And over and above that, I think 90% of the population in India does keto the wrong way. So we don't use the word keto, we use the word lifestyle. It's as simple as that. Okay, so coming back to that, pure ghee is a fantastic source of fat for you, for your parents, for the elderly, and for your children as well. So if you have the right amount of fat, you have greater immunity in your system. You have low fat, guess what happens? You have a drop in your immune system. So pure ghee is fantastic. Cold pressed, again, coconut oil. In fact, any of the oils which are able to be cold pressed or wood churned is a good source of fat in your system. Olive oil, fantastic source of good fats in your system again. Nuts and seeds, whether they're almonds, they're cashew nuts, they're hazelnuts, they're macadamia nuts, they're Brazil nuts, all of them in the right portion, because you eat too much of them, that's too much of fat in your system. Seeds, your pumpkin seeds, your sunflower seeds, your sesame seeds, these are all fantastic sources of good fatty acids in your body. Of course, you do salted nuts, you're going to create a problem. You don't want that salt. You want these nuts which are absolutely raw for you. For the non-vegetarians, eggs are a fantastic source of good fats, but this is the complete egg. I still can't understand why people separate nature, why they separate the yellow from the white. Most of the nutrition is in the yellow of the egg. You see, you can't separate nature. In that white, all you're getting is 3 grams of protein. But in the yolk, you're getting the omegas, you're getting zinc, you're getting iron, you're getting phosphorus, you're getting great protein. So you keep it together and you reduce your consumption of your egg whites, and you have the whole egg instead. That's a great source of fat for you. For the vegetarians, you have paneer, which is nothing but cheese, again, made out of good quality milk. Now, most of the paneer made in the market, where you see these beautiful large squares of paneer, it's mixed with something, because everyone else who has the experience of making paneer at home will never be able to get that perfect square and that softness and the way it looks, because there's something added to it when they commercially make paneer. But if you make it at home, it's a great source of good fats and good protein again. Fatty fish like sardines, mackerels, these are great sources of fat again in your system, and omega-3. Avocados are fantastic for you as a great fat again. And yes, dark chocolate, 70% and above. Yes, it's got great fatty acids, which is great for you. So these are some foods that should be in your diet. Now, just because they're great foods, it doesn't mean you go and start eating all of this in excess. You evaluate your diet, and remember, if we overdo it on oils. So the idea of oil is, even though coconut oil and olive oil and ghee may be good for you, it doesn't mean you go on sipping on it throughout the day and taking tablespoon after tablespoon, because you got to calculate your total intake of fat for the day and try to fit in as much as you want. Now, we spoke about so many different nuts, so you don't have to have a mix of this every day. One day could be almonds, Monday could be almonds, Tuesday could be walnuts, Wednesday could be cashew nuts, Thursday could be hazelnuts. Just figure it out for you, because that way over a week, you're getting different sources of nutrition in terms of vitamins, minerals, and fats from different sources of food. And that's how you build a balanced diet. Don't try to get all that balance in one day. You have 7 days in a week and several foods that you can balance over the entire week. So it is extremely important for you to get the right amount of fat in your diet. And if you think you're going to lose weight by going low fat, you're just killing your metabolism, you're crippling it, and you're spoiling your entire health. Have a great day, everyone. Until next time, eat smart, move more, sleep right, and breathe deep.